In sleep, you are free from karma. How to know that state of non-identification with your troubles? I will tell you. Even if there is a serious problem you can't solve, or your body is in trouble, when you are asleep, you are free within, free from karma. Do you see? Even by just closing your eyes and shutting out the sight of the world and your body, it is possible to separate yourself to some degree from identification with the body. You begin to understand that you are consciousness. You are thought. Thought cannot be invaded by the sensations of the body unless you permit it. Close your eyes, and you can feel this truth within. Try it out. It will work. When with closed eyes you remain fortified within yourself, and do not allow your mind to be excited by the sensations of the body, you become free from karma. Isn't that a marvelous thought? See the compassion of God, that for 8 hours every night, while you sleep, you experience no pain, no suffering, no knowledge that you have no money in the bank, no difficulties at all. In this way, he shows you that when you free your mind, you are free from karma. Many drink or take drugs to forget their troubles, but that is not the way. Liquor and dope only add to your troubles. So when you have a problem, one way to help yourself is to sleep it off. Death is a reward. Sleep is pleasant because you forget the worries of the day. So also the deeper sleep of death is very pleasant when it comes. But don't wish for death in order to fly away from your hard lessons in this school of life. That would be wrong. Whatever your tests in this life, you must pass them bravely. When you conquer here, death comes as a reward. It is the end of suffering. When someone is in great agony, people think, how dreadful. And if he dies, they feel very sorry that he had to go. His friends and loved ones collect about him and lament, oh, how sad. But they have the wrong idea. Death has rewarded him with freedom from all suffering. He is much better off than they are. He no longer has to endure pain and discomfort. He is happy. He is free. So when your time comes and you're told you're going to die, smile and reply, is that all? Fine. I will be free from all travails and responsibilities. I once wrote about a vision I had of a dying youth, in which God showed me the right attitude toward death. The youth was lying in bed and was told by his doctors that he had just 1 day to live. He replied, 1 day to reach my beloved, when death shall open the gates of immortality, and I shall be free from the prison bars of pain. Don't cry for me, ye who are left on this desolate shore, still to mourn and deplore. It is I who pity you. There is no reason to dread death. Pain is what we are afraid of. The pain of death itself is very little. But why didn't the Lord give us the power to change our old worn-out body as we change our old clothes? Wouldn't you like to come out with a young body when this one grows old or weak, without having to die and be born again? This is what some yogis do. Once in India, a very old yogi came to the cremation grounds. Upon a funeral pyre was a young man's body, ready to be cremated. The old man cried out, "Stop! I need that body." And even as he said it, the young man's form, enlivened by the spirit of the yogi, jumped up from the pyre, and the saint's old body fell dead. Wearing his new physical habitat, the yogi ran off and soon disappeared in the crowd. The astonished mourners cremated his old body. On a little island in the Bay of Bengal, there lived a saint. One day his devotees found him sitting on a pile of wood. He spoke wonderful truths to them. After he had finished his discourse, they asked, "Why are you sitting on the wood?" "To save you the trouble of cremating this body," he answered. "I have stayed here long enough and have decided to give up this body now." As he took a match and lit the pyre, he remarked, "Lest you think I am burning alive, please come and see for yourselves that this body is dead." And he consciously left his body. The devotees rushed forward and found that his form was indeed lifeless. Lahiri Mahasaya left his body in a similar manner. Announcing to a group of devotees assembled around him that he was going, he lifted up his eyes and was gone. The saints say this is how you must treat the body, as a temporary residence. Don't be attached to it or bound by it. Realize the infinite power of the light, the immortal consciousness of the soul, which is behind this corpse of sensation. How glorious is life after death. No more will you have to lug about this old baggage of bones with all its troubles. You will be free in the astral heaven, unhindered by physical limitations. The astral world is not off somewhere in the clouds. It is another dimension of infinite beauty and variety, hiding just behind the grossness of this physical universe. On the inner side of my consciousness, I am in that astral world all the time, so I know. In comparison, this earth is a bedlam. In the astral world, you can order things according to your wish. In your astral car, you can travel any distance instantly. If you desire flowers, they are there immediately, just by willing them. And when you no longer want them, remove the thought, and they are gone. You do these things subconsciously in dreams. You can do them even on this physical plane, but you have to develop much greater mental power in order to create as God does. In the miracles he performed, Jesus demonstrated he could do it, and he said, "He that believeth on me, the Christ consciousness, or universal intelligence of God in all creation, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do." So remember, death is nothing to fear. You are in the movie house of God, and when the show is over, don't cry about it. Once I saw a movie in which the hero was killed, and I felt so sad. Then I thought, well, he will come on the screen again in the next showing. I will wait until he comes back to life. Then, before he got killed once more, I left the theater. So it is with souls who die and awaken on the astral plane. They leave the physical movie screen and reappear on the astral movie screen. They never really die. Many, many devotees who have died I have seen again. This is why I don't sorrow. When you know God, he shows you everything, and you will no longer miss anyone. Sometimes the astral form of a person will be sitting right by your side. You won't see him, because you can't see an astral being with the two physical eyes, but I can see him. You need the X-ray vision of the third eye, the spiritual eye, to see souls in their astral forms. You have to develop that spiritual eye. You are living here on earth in a dream. This is the Lord's world. Only when you become one with him will it be yours. Be like the maidservant living in the home of her employer, looking after the children. She is thinking, "This is my home, this is my family." But inwardly she knows it is not so, because her real family is in another town. You have duties to fulfill in this world, but it is not your permanent home. When you die, you won't even be an American, or an Indian, or an Englishman anymore. Live with the consciousness, "Lord, this is your world. I am not attached to it, and I am not willing to be attached to this body or my other incarnations. I want first to know you and why I am sent here, and I want to be free from karma now. Being made in thine image, I am not affected by this world or by this body. I will perform my duties without being identified with them, even as thou art not identified with thy cosmic work. I am free. Destroy bad karma with right action. Don't allow yourself to think you are forever bound by karma. Deny it. Whether your karma is good or bad, don't accept any karmic limitation. You have to have good karma to destroy bad karma. Then rise above them both. Give your karma to God. He will help you if you ask him to. It isn't that we should seek special privileges, but if we have faith in God, all things are possible. It is his grace that counts, and that grace comes when we do our part to behave like children of God. Whenever you see you are not able to control your pains and troubles, keep trying. If you don't try, you will never get anywhere. Never yield to pain and trouble. Every time something gets you down, get up again and say, "I am all right now." The minute you admit you can't do it, it is over. You have given the verdict that you are bound by karma. You are the judge. It doesn't matter what your troubles are. If you say, "I am all right," you can overcome. But if you say, "I can't do it," you remain jailed behind the prison bars of your karma. If you recognize a mistake and resolutely determine not to make it again, then even if you fall, that fall will be very much less than if you had never tried. You will see in time that you are a master of yourself and free from karma, even as God is. Why be forced to change by repeated deaths and rebirths? Why not change now? Why not give up moods when you know they are wrong? Why not rid yourself of anger? When you get mad, it is because somebody has put salt on your wounded ego. You will be a much better and happier person if you remain calm. Let others slap you or hate you, but never show anger in return. You will see then that nobody can touch you inwardly. Whenever anyone points out your mistakes, quietly correct yourself. That is the way to self-mastery. That is how my Guru Sri of Teshwar was, like a little child. Hate no one. Have no likes or dislikes. Have no attachments. A child plays with a toy, but if he breaks it, he soon forgets it. If you have a possessive love for anything, you will suffer. The impulses of evil come not only through your own inclinations, but are sometimes tests of God. Pray to him, Lord, I know what virtue is, but I don't seem to practice it. I know what vice is, but I can't stay away from it. O Creator of all my senses, do thou guide me. Thou hast created both good and evil, and yet thou art free. I am made in thine image. I am surrounded by good and evil, but being thy child, I am free. The justice of God is that he has given us the sword of reason, which we can use to free ourselves from this world of delusion. But you have to apply that God-given power of discrimination to choose right action in preference to wrong action, and to be mentally above your troubles. Let nobody tell you your suffering or problems are your karma. You have no karma. Shankarya said, I am one with spirit. I am he. If you realize this truth, you are a god. But if you keep mentally affirming, I am a god, and in the background of your mind you are thinking, but it seems I am a mortal being, you are a mortal being. If you know you are a god, you are free.